Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Battle for Azeroth. That means that there could be spoilers ahead. There will be some spoilers ahead, and if any of my conjectures are right, there will be even more spoilers. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, it's probably not the video for you. So what we know is going to happen in Battle for Azeroth, or one thing that we know is going to happen, is that Tedrasil, or the Night Elves' home area, is going to be burnt, destroyed, or whatever. This begs the question, if that does happen, like we are led to believe, where will they go? Because their home will be destroyed. And so I'm going to delve into that. But another thing that's been speculated very, very heavily, and we all but know, is that the Undercity might be taken over by the Alliance. So where will the Undead go? That's the other question. So I'm going to try to answer both those questions in this video, and that's what it's going to be for the rest of this time. So let's go ahead and start with the Night Elves. The Night Elves are, they like forested areas. They like trees, obviously. And I think there's two obvious choices, and maybe they're too obvious. But I have two choices for them that I'm going to speculate on. The first one being Mount Hyjal. In Mount Hyjal, you do have Nordrasil there, giant tree. Now, there is a very big downside of this, and it's that this zone is, not very hospitable to low-level things, so you wouldn't necessarily be able to start questing there right away when you first start there. However, maybe they could send you to, I don't even know, maybe Ashenville. It does touch Mount Hyjal. Maybe there's a way you can send to Ashenville from there, or a tunnel under Fellwood to Darkshore, something like that. With the zone scaling, however, I mean, that is quite a difference for sure. I don't know exactly. I don't think it scales for Mount Hyjal though, because it's Cataclysm. So I think it just scales for all of Cataclysm expansion. So meanwhile, you would have to they'd either have to redo the zone, or they'd have to make you get to like level 15 and then get to Ashenvale, or level 10 and somehow get to Darkshore. The other option that I have for them is in Grizzly Hills. I like this option a lot. Now, this is extremely unlikely for the same reason that I was saying about the other one. The stuff here is just too high of level. This is level 63 to 80, so you wouldn't necessarily want to start there. But the only reason I'm not completely ruling it out is because I think they want to make Northrend and some of the other places not worthless, basically. So a reason to go there other than leveling. And I think that would be cool if they did have cities sprinkled throughout the different continents, or the new lands and everything. So I do think it's an option. Again, I think it's extremely unlikely. Something more likely that I'm not going to really call a theory is that they just move to Darkshore or Ashenvale and just take up residence there for a while. Or maybe they even go to Azure Messiah or Blood Messiah and hang out with the Draenei. It's possible, at least. Another cool thing would be maybe if they went to Feralis, but there's no indication that might happen. But who knows? Nobody knows for sure. Maybe they're going to stay there. Maybe it'll just be like a little worded off section of the broken tree that they kind of take refuge in. We don't know for sure. It's just cool to kind of conjecture on that. So let's now get to the Undead in the Undercity. These are a little bit more plausible theories in my opinion. Although, again, nothing guaranteed because of the level zones and restrictions. But there is some definite possibilities here. So the first one that I think is most likely, and this is because the level range of the stuff is very doable. It could be, if the Undercity is taken over and they have to leave, that they could go to the ruins of Alterac. Now, this was a human civilization a long time ago, and it was very prominent. And now you see ogres and ruins there. But what if they rebuilt the city and took over that area? It's definitely something possible. It's in the snowy areas. We know Undead don't mind the cold, being up in Northrend, the Lich King's version of them up there. So I think that's definitely possible. The level range in Hillsbrad is 15 to 60, so you'd only have to get to level 15 in whatever little starting zone they give them. So it's definitely a feasible thing. A less feasible, again, because of level range, unless they change. Of course, they could change any level range if they wanted to. Is Hearthclan in Western Plaguelands. This one to me would be a little bit controversial in a way, because the Alliance has just taken back this somewhat recently. However, Tyrion's dead, and he was like the master of Hearthclan, so it could just be really weak and very easy target for the Undercity. And they could take over Hearthclan and the Western Plagons in general. Now, some other things to mention here, just because of the undead factor, even though I realize that these are controlled by the Lich King, is Sholomance and in the Eastern Plaguelands in Stratholme. Those are also some honorable considerations for the undead. Now, again, this is all just speculation, things that I'd like to see, things that I was, battering back and forth with friends of mine. But let me know what you think. Where do you think if they had to move? Let's assume that they had to move. Where do you think they would go? I mean, nobody wants to lose their cities, but if you think they have to go, or if we know they have to go, where would they go? Let me know. Yeah, that's all I got to say about this, and everybody have a good one.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Thumbs up and sub as always. Also comment below, share the videos. Appreciate it so much. You can also check me out at Twitter at WoW Gaming Inc. and at Twitch with the tag name Kneecap Killa. So everyone have a good one and see you again soon.